Have you ever desperately wanted to learn something, but no matter who you asked, no matter which course you took, the knowledge just wouldn't stick? Maybe you tried learning from books, but the words felt empty. Maybe you listened to experts, but their advice didn't resonate. Or maybe you jumped from teacher to teacher, workshop to workshop, always searching, but never finding what you truly needed. If you've ever felt like the right guidance is always just out of reach, this story will show you why. Because there's an ancient truth most people discover too late. The teacher doesn't appear when you want them. They appear when you're ready. Stay with me until the end. This might change how you see every struggle you've ever faced. In a busy city where everyone seemed to be racing towards success, there lived a 26-year-old man named Daniel. Daniel was intelligent, ambitious, hungry for knowledge. But more than anything, he wanted to master business, to build something meaningful, to create success from nothing. He read every book on entrepreneurship. His shelf was filled with titles. The Lean Startup, 0 to 1. Think and Grow Rich. He highlighted passages, took notes, memorized quotes. But when he tried to apply what he learned, nothing worked. He attended seminars where successful entrepreneurs spoke. He paid for online courses from business gurus. He even hired a business coach for 3 months. But every piece of advice felt generic. Every strategy felt disconnected from his reality. The books talked about principles, but Daniel couldn't turn them into action. The coaches gave him frameworks, but something was missing. His notebook was full of wisdom from others, but none of it felt like his wisdom. His girlfriend, Sarah, would watch him late at night, surrounded by books and courses, looking more frustrated than inspired. "Daniel," she would say gently, "maybe you're trying too hard. Maybe you need to slow down." But Daniel would shake his head. "I just need to find the right teacher, someone who really knows, someone who can show me the way." What Daniel didn't understand yet was that he was looking for answers, but he wasn't ready to receive them. After 2 years of consuming knowledge, Daniel decided he was ready. He started his business, an online store selling handmade products. He followed every strategy, every tactic, every rule. He worked 18-hour days, running on coffee and determination. But within 6 months, the business was collapsing. Sales were inconsistent. Suppliers were unreliable. Marketing strategies failed. The money he saved was gone. Debt was growing. One cold evening in November, Daniel sat in his small apartment, staring at the stack of books that promised him success. His laptop screen glowed with his failed store's analytics. 12 visitors today, 0 sales. He had done everything they told him to do, and he had failed. For the first time, anger replaced ambition. He grabbed one of the books, a famous one that had inspired millions, and threw it across the room. It hit the wall and fell to the floor, pages crumpled. "What's wrong with me?" he shouted. "I read everything, I learned everything. Why doesn't it work?" That night, Sarah found him sitting on the floor, head in his hands. "I'm not smart enough," he whispered. "I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm just not meant for this." She sat beside him in silence, because she could see something Daniel couldn't. He was searching outside, when the real problem was inside. The next morning, Daniel made a decision. He closed the business, returned what he could, accepted the loss. But more importantly, he stopped searching. No more books, no more courses, no more seminars. He was tired. Too tired to pretend he had the answers. And in that quiet surrender, something shifted. 3 weeks later, Daniel was working in a small coffee shop to pay off his debt. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. For the first time in years, he wasn't thinking about success. He was just present. One quiet afternoon, an older man walked in, maybe in his 60s. Simple jacket, worn leather notebook. He ordered black coffee and sat by the window. Daniel served him. The man smiled and said, "Thank you." "You make it with care," he said. "I can tell." Daniel was surprised. "It's just coffee," he said. "No," the man replied. "Nothing is just anything when you give it attention." Something about the way the man spoke made Daniel pause. It wasn't profound. It wasn't complicated, but it felt true. Over the following weeks, the man became a regular. Always the same table. Always the same coffee. Slowly, they began to talk. His name was Robert. He had built 3 successful businesses and retired 5 years ago. But he didn't talk about his success. Instead, he asked Daniel questions. "Why did you want to start a business?" Daniel gave the usual answers. Money, freedom, success. Robert just looked at him, silently. Daniel tried again. "I wanted to prove I'm not average, that I could build something meaningful." Robert nodded. "So it was never about the business, it was about you." One day, Robert brought 2 plants. One was healthy, green, thriving. The other was weak, yellow, struggling. "What's the difference?" he asked. Daniel looked closer. The healthy plant had deep roots. The weak one had shallow roots. Robert said, "This plant is trying to grow upward before growing downward. It wants height before stability. Even with water and sunlight, it can't survive." Then he looked at Daniel. "You were like this plant, trying to grow a business before growing yourself, looking for teachers to give you height when you needed roots." Something clicked inside Daniel. "All the teachers you learned from before," Robert said, "had real wisdom, but you weren't ready. You were consuming knowledge to avoid facing yourself. You wanted steps to follow, not truth to understand. But real mastery comes from principles. And you can't understand principles if you're running from yourself." Then he said, "The student who is ready doesn't search for a teacher. They become ready to learn from everything." Something changed in Daniel. Not instantly, but slowly. He stopped chasing answers. He started observing. At the cafe, he noticed people, behavior, patterns, details. He wasn't trying to learn business anymore. He was learning life. Robert gave him simple practices. Pause before speaking. Reflect on failures daily. Ask, "What am I avoiding?" Nothing flashy, but powerful. 6 months passed. Daniel was calmer, more aware, less desperate. One day he said, "All those books I read, they had the same wisdom, but I couldn't see it before." Robert smiled. "Because now, you're ready." Before leaving the city, Robert gave Daniel his notebook. 40 years of lessons, he said. "Why me?" Daniel asked. "Because now you'll read for wisdom, not shortcuts." 2 years later, Daniel started again. This time, differently. No shortcuts, no chasing, just principles. The business grew slowly, but strongly. Because this time, Daniel had roots, my friend. Maybe you're searching for the right teacher right now, the right mentor, the right course, the right book that will finally unlock everything for you. But here's what Daniel learned, and what I want you to understand. The teacher doesn't appear when you desperately want them. They appear when you're ready to receive them. And readiness isn't about having enough knowledge. It's about having enough humility, enough presence, enough honesty with yourself. First, every teacher you've encountered had something to teach you. If you didn't learn, it wasn't because they failed. It was because you weren't ready yet. And that's okay. Second, readiness means you stop performing, Stop trying to impress. Stop chasing the next secret. You become present with where you are, honest about what you don't know. Third, when you're truly ready, teachers are everywhere. In books you've already read, in experiences you're having right now, in failures you're avoiding. The wisdom was always there. You just couldn't see it yet. So if you're searching for guidance right now, try this. Stop consuming for 1 week. No new books, no new courses, no new podcasts. Instead, sit with what you already know. Journal on this question. What am I avoiding by constantly seeking new knowledge? Be brutally honest. The answer will show you what you need to become.